Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 7th. This week you start with this card. It says set boundaries. It says claim your power and know your value today. You have this card. It says it's okay to be misunderstood. It says perception is not always based on truth. And yes, I think that I feel like I've said that to you before, that you probably are going to be misunderstood, or like the things that you're doing with your life, or the goals that you have at this time, or the changes in the goals that you have at this time are probably going to, not make sense to other people, but that's okay because it's not their life, right? And I think a lot of your readings have really been pushing you to not care what people think, and I think that could be very beneficial here, Capricorn. And it's funny that you start with your opposite sign, Cancer, right here with the Chariot. But the Chariot, he is setting himself apart. There is a city behind him, and he is leaving that city behind him behind. He is doing this to move in a new direction or to do something different with his life. So he is a trailblazer, and that's kind of like more the energy I'm getting for you here, Capricorn, is that this could be I feel like this is just the start. It's only the beginning of your trailblazer era, right? That's what's going on here. It's like you're doing things very differently than the people that have come before you. And obviously, this is going to be a good thing. I think that's where the victories in life are going to come from. The Chariot is a very good card. It can represent victories. But we don't just get the victory with the Chariot. The Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. We really have to take control of the reins and make things happen. So the Chariot is a card of hard control in the tarot, meaning you really have to take control of what you're trying to make happen. He's also in perfect alignment with what he wants. He has these stars up here, these moons right here. So he's in perfect alignment with what he wants. And because of that, he gets what he wants. But he's also not afraid to be different. He's not afraid to be a trailblazer. And this whole reading is saying you're blazing trails here, Capricorn. You're doing things that have never been done before. You could be the first to do something as well, literally. It's a very innovative time for you because Pluto has entered into your second house, right? Because Pluto has entered into Aquarius, a lot of you, could be kind of like just innovating life and coming up with different ways of doing things, and you could really be standing out because of it. And I think that's the right direction. Maybe that's the thing, is that I kind of feel like a little bit of resistance. It's like you've been thinking about something for a long ass time. I think you've been thinking about like building a business, or writing a book, or starting a YouTube channel, or doing something, and it's like it's just popping into my head as something you've been thinking about for a long time. And I feel like you need to realize that the resistance is because no one has done it the way you're going to do it. I'm not saying you're like completely 1,000,000% going to be unique in the way that you do something, but there's something unique about it, or there's something unique about your approach, or the way that you're going to make things happen, and all that other stuff. So definitely something to think about. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is very innovative in some ways. Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. Sometimes it takes a long time for people to adapt to new energies, or to new technologies, or new ideas, right? But the Ace of Wands kind of says, well, it doesn't have to. You could learn new things right now, and you could implement those new things into your life and experience a lot of growth because of it. I definitely feel like there's some sort of fire being lit here for sure. Trailblazer, that's kind of like a fire word in some ways. And so I feel like there's a fire being lit that you're going to need to maintain. I always say the Ace of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the tarot, but it's just a spark. It is only a spark. There's nothing maintaining that spark, and you have to maintain the spark. So I feel that for a lot of you. It's like this is a spark that needs to be maintained with the Ace of Wands. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So with the Queen of Wands, we have to be bold, assertive, confident, and we really have to go for what we want at this time to be successful. She is also a little bit of a trailblazer. I always say with the Queen of Wands that she is my card of learning as you go. So she is doing something with her life where she doesn't exactly know how she's going to accomplish her goal, but she is definitely going to set out to accomplish it, or she is setting out to accomplish it, I should say. And, that's kind of like what I feel for you here, Capricorn. It's like you might not know exactly how you're going to do what you're doing, but I do feel like you're kind of like on the right path. You're going in the right direction with this card, which is definitely a good thing, like I said. So let's see here what is going on for you, Capricorn. With the Chariot, you have the Knight of Swords. Yes, people are going to tell you, what are you doing? You're moving too quickly. I feel like I said this to you, either in the next 6-month reading, the July reading, or the next 3-month reading that I just did for you. I can't remember which one it was, but I feel like I said to you that people are going to be like, you're moving too fast. You're, doing things too quickly. But it's like, they don't know you. They don't know. They might know you, but they don't know what's going on up here, right? So I would be very careful of people who tell you to slow down and all that other stuff. Like, if I listened to all the people that told me to slow down and I'm working too hard and all that other BS that they complain about, I wouldn't be half as successful as I am. So, and I'm not saying this to brag. Like, I always say this. The reason I brag about this stuff, even though it's not really bragging, is because, like, again, if I can do it, you can do it. I wish people understood, like, what a failure I was when I was younger, and especially in school, right? And because I fell on my head, and I became like a D student overnight, literally, after I fell on my head, and it never changed, right? So, like, if I can do it, you can do it. And, I feel that in a lot of ways, this could be people that just, like, they want you to slow down because they're exhausted, right? With the Ace of Wands, you have the Moon. The Moon is about kind of like fantasies. I do think this is true for you right now, Capricorn, that you need to make sure that something is a reality. All your dreams, all the things that you're doing. So the Moon is part of the Fool's journey, and he has to get from here to here. He has to get to these mountains. So I would make sure that if you're, and that's the thing about the Ace of Wands, is Ace of Wands is only initiation. It's only the spark. It's only the fire being initiated. The Moon says we have to see something through to the end. We have to start here and go all the way to the end, right? And if we do that, we will be very successful. So if you're starting something, make sure to keep that fire burning. That's what this is saying. It's like there might be days where it looks like it's not working. You'll have your good days and your bad days. But as long as you keep pushing, whatever you're trying to accomplish here is going to work. With the Queen of Wands, yes, 5 of Wands. Again, other people. 5 of Wands is conflict, competition, or other people causing problems. Again, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to say, like, oh, these people are bad people. Just saying, that people might not understand the moves you're making in your life at this point. And that's fine. They don't have to. They're not you. They're not living your life. They're not paying your bills. They're not going to, if something happens, again, it's like one thing, if someone is paying all your bills and, taking care of every little aspect of your life for you, then sure, maybe they can live your life for you. But if they're not, which no one is, then they shouldn't, right? So there you go. They can deal with their own BS. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Shining Through card and this Close Encounters card. Yeah, it's like the important things are becoming more obvious to you is what that Shining Through card is saying to me. I also think you're shining through. It's like you're like an egg. You have this egg that is kind of like cracking in the next row, or it has cracked, and there's a sun on the inside. It's like I think that what makes you special is starting to shine through. People are starting to notice, which, again, I think when people start to notice that we are special, that's when they increase the resistance. I feel like this Close Encounters card is saying you're very close to a transition or a transformation that you've been going through for a while. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands coming up here. The Queen of Pentacles is you, Capricorn, showing up in a very strong position. The Queen of Pentacles wants us to focus on our resources and to, make sure we're doing things to increase our resources as well. She has this rabbit, and I always say the rabbit can be fears and anxiety, can also represent fertility and abundance, but it can also represent multiplication because rabbits multiply very quickly. I forgot, I went for a walk yesterday. I literally was walking down this road, like I saw a herd of freaking rabbits. I kid you not. I've never seen like so many in one place at once. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So there you go, Capricorn. Definitely could be a lot of abundance, or there could be a need to focus on what multiplies, which I feel like I've said to you before. So definitely something I would focus on with this card. You have the whatever. This is a brand new deck, by the way, so you're getting a brand new deck for your reading. But the problem with these brand new decks is I can't pick them up. You have the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is like can be lying, cheating, stealing. But again, we don't really see that here, right? What we do see is the 8 of Swords. So 7 of Swords with the 8 of Swords to me says that there are better ways to do whatever you're doing. So he's going to war here. But instead of going to war, he's stealing these swords from this army in the background so that he can avoid battle, right? And literally, you have the 5 of Wands to the 7 of Swords. It's like 5 of Wands is battle or competition or conflict and competition. The 7 of Swords says there might be a way for you to stand out above the competition. The whole entire reading is saying that you are standing out above the competition, right? The other message I'm getting here, Capricorn, is I feel like you're delaying something that you want to work on, like a project or business or whatever. Because again, you might be thinking there's too much competition, but really I feel like if you would get started, you are the competition. But you're not going to ever realize that until you make the moves, right? It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite people of all time, Les Brown. He used to say, the graveyard is where ideas go to die, or he used to say the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it's where ideas go to die. People with books inside their heads that could have made them famous, or other ideas that could have made them successful, but they never got started, right? And that's kind of the energy I get here with these cards. Like, it's time for you to get started. You have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior, of course, but he's trying to stand out, or he needs to give something one more chance. And that's kind of like what I feel for you, Capricorn, and I definitely feel this is obvious because of your astrology. Again, I mean, luckily you'll be dead next time that Pluto comes back to Capricorn, but, I really think that is a very hard transit to experience. And it's only, the funny thing is that Pluto in a sign is like only hard for Capricorn because, Pluto has a highly elliptical orbit. It's like, here's the Earth, and it's like Pluto goes all the way out and it comes all the way in, but it gets very close to Earth in Capricorn before heading out in Aquarius. So it's specifically challenging for Capricorn because when Pluto is in Capricorn, it's as close to Earth as it possibly can be. I say close, it's still very far away, but, there you go. So, it's very challenging. And I think the challenge for you is to realize that you can create things that you want, experiences, ideas, goals, dreams, but you're going to have to try again, and you're going to have to make it happen. So there you go. Let's see what else wants to come up for you here. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles, you showing up again. This type of thing kind of just says that you're showing up in a strong position, good things are coming in for you and all that other stuff. We go down to the Two of Cups as well. Two of Cups could be love, but the Two of Cups is also you and your higher self. And the Ace of Pentacles can be an opportunity. And it does seem to be a very spiritual time. You have the High Priestess. Even the Moon can be very intuitive and spiritual as well. So I would also be this isn't really a message, but kind of. I would be listening to your dreams, your daydreams, your inspirations, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a flash in the pan. It's something that happened that just sudden aha moment that pops into your head. I feel it would be better for you to not think about your ideas too much. Like, if you have an idea, just do it. Just start it and don't think about it. I think the more you think about things, the harder it's going to be because you're going to think about all the reasons it's not going to work and stuff like that. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Death card, which is like a big transformation. You have the opportunity to transform, I would say, with the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands, sure. But it's like you have this big opportunity, and I would take advantage of it. With the Nine of Wands, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. I definitely feel it is time for you to go for what you want with the King of Swords. I definitely feel it is time for you to make things happen with the King of Swords as well. So there could be a lot more success coming in for you with the King of Swords. Could be a lot of abundance coming in for you with the King of Swords as well. Part of me feels like this is also your energy. Not that this is you, because again, it's not, but I think you are embracing the energy of the King of Swords. He's both, he's got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, which I feel like you're using to be successful. He also, trusts what he knows as well. So there you go. I also think, I'm pretty sure you get this card with me a lot, and I do think that it's an amazing time for mentors for Capricorn, finding people to look up to. Doesn't matter what gender they are either, but it's a good time for that. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Intuition card and this Prepare card. I literally said that a minute ago. I didn't even see that card. I definitely feel you could be receiving intuitive messages or insights or inner guidance and all that other stuff. I also love this card because this card looks like my logo. It's even the same colors. I don't know the person that created this deck. I don't know if they know who I am or something, but it's the same colors, but I love it. I think it's awesome. So I love this deck. That's why I use the deck, is because of this card. That's the secret, right? It's basically the Minnow logo. But again, definitely listen to your intuition. I think you need to prepare for a big opportunity that's coming in for you as well. It's going to change your life. And, I've been feeling this for you for a while, Capricorn, where it's I'm not trying to be clickbaity or anything, but I think you need to realize that an opportunity is going to move you in a different direction in your life, but it's totally freaking worth it, is what I feel. I don't have a good example for you either. That's the weird thing. The only thing that's popping into my head right now It's like some of you, it's like maybe you think that you would have to, like, you would grow up, get a career, and like get married. But it's almost like the best way I can describe this reading is that you are going to marry a person where you don't need a career. It's like you're going to be living like a good life. And I'm not saying, don't come at me, okay? So, I'm not saying that you're not going to have a career if you truly want one, right? That's just the best example that I can give you. So, that's what I would say there. But the Eight of Swords is like about setting yourself free from the vision. It's like, I don't know, sometimes I think we box ourselves in, right? Like we think we have to be something. I'll give you another great example. Actually, I do have a good example. For the first 4-5 years of this channel, I was working on another business. And I thought that business was really going to get me to where I needed to go, right? And so I probably wasn't working as hard as I could have been on this channel. And maybe I would have grown this a lot faster, right? If I had done that, because clearly this is what I was supposed to do. And, it wasn't until I realized that this channel took off, right? And, it wasn't, and again, I mean, this channel has allowed me to do things I just like never in a million years would have believed a tarot channel would have allowed me to do. It's like it just wasn't even in my mind. It's like I just didn't even think it would be possible. I like literally when I started my channel over 10 years ago now, there were no readers that had over 10,000 subscribers. So, like I said, it was like not a thing that you could become big. So I thought, like, if I ever reached 10,000, I thought that would have been good, right? And so, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And again, that's kind of the energy I get for you here, Capricorn, where it's like, maybe you just don't realize like what something is going to do for your life. And this looks like a big opportunity to me. And sorry, again, this card is sticking. So you have the Ace of Pentacles here. And the Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity. The thing about the Ace of Pentacles is it's just an opportunity that has potential. We have to, I always say this card's like a seed. We have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight, so that we can get it to grow. And so this is something that you are going to get to grow in your life. But it looks good. I like it, Capricorn. I think it's going to be very good for you. It could be love for some of you as well. As usual, it's like love isn't a major theme, but I do think that it's available to you if you want it. Here with the Two of Cups. You have the Three of Cups. This is like a celebration. I do kind of feel like there is a reunion of love, but not like, this is not a past person here, Capricorn. I think maybe this is like a person you talked to and maybe you lost touch, right? It's like not like never really went anywhere. So I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel just like if you're looking for love, this could be a person you meet through socializing. So I would, if you want love, I would definitely socialize with this energy for sure. The other thing is I feel that there could be a lot of celebrations coming in for you. You could be celebrating a harvest. It's kind of funny because it's like I feel like some of you are going, like, literally going to go from worried about money to, like, being like, oh, yeah, I always knew I'd make this much money. So it's like there's certain worries that you're going to be letting go of with that Three of Cups is kind of what I feel. And, yeah, looks good. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Devil, also you, showing up in a very strong position. So you show up 3 times right here. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So you're just showing up as yourself here. Here you go. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Star. I mean, this could be something you've wished for, literally. I mean, this could be an opportunity that you are finally seeing as possible for you. The whole point of the Star is that it is a card of possibilities. And so is the High Priestess. She's pouring this water onto the land, and it says what's possible for one person is possible for you. So if you want love or whatever it is you want, that you think is special, then I would go for it because, this basically says what's possible for one person is possible for you. And this could also be something you wish for. There's also the pentagram, the star on the Ace of Pentacles, right? So there's also one upside down above the Devil's head. And so I think for a lot of you, this could be something you've been wishing for. With the Three of Cups, you have the Justice card. The Justice card is cause and effect and balance. I literally do feel like some of you are going to be receiving justice. Like if people haven't been believing in you, or if you feel like people haven't been understanding like what you're doing, it could, like, I kind of get that sense of justice off of this card where it's like now people are starting to believe. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Explosive Situation card. It says, this destruction will allow new growth to emerge and shape a new future. You have this Wave of Emotion card. It says, a new experience will enter your life that will stir a wave of emotions within you. Yeah, clearly, Again, this is coming up in the good stuff. So this explosive situation could be a lot of excitement or a lot of happiness coming in for you, which would be great. And, could also be like something that stirs a wave of emotions. I see a lot of happiness in Capricorn's future, so it doesn't really surprise me. You have the High Priestess, the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Two of Cups. The High Priestess is about trusting your intuition, but she has no roof over her head. I kind of feel it's like time for Capricorn to like shoot for the stars, go beyond that, go as far as you possibly can. It's like your readings have really been saying, it's time for you to exceed your own expectations. But, obviously you're going to have to do things to make that happen. You're going to have to do things you've never done before. You're going to have to go to places you've never been before in your life. You're going to have to do things that are hard or, different or whatever you want to call it. So I think it's time to like make your move here with the High Priestess energy for sure. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about adventure. I think the universe wants Capricorn to have more fun, for sure. I mean, it comes up in a lot of your readings, but again, if all you're doing is working, I think you're going to have a hard time. I feel that if you invite some fun and joy and peace and just enjoyable things into your life, like enjoyable experiences, things that you love to do, more of that stuff, then things will definitely go very well for you. And that's really what I would be focusing on for Capricorn with this energy. Next, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups can be like a perfect match. So there could be like a perfect match coming in for you as far as a person is concerned. So if you are looking for love, definitely love. Two of Cups is usually a person that's different than your usual type. So I think this has come up for you before, that it could be that. The Two of Cups is also you and your higher self. So as we were saying earlier, it is definitely going to be a very important time for you to like really listen to that inner voice and really listen to your intuition, because it's guiding you in a direction probably towards something that's a perfect match, but it could be like just an opportunity. With the High Priestess, you have the Hangman. A lot of Pisces energy here. You have the Moon, the High Priestess, and the Hangman. So, you could be attracting a Pisces or a Pisces, a person with Pisces in their chart. I really don't know how Capricorn in Pisces does. I guess it could be a good match. I can see it. So, sure. There you go. The Hangman is also about gaining a new perspective. I feel like your intuition is bringing you new perspectives on things that you're working on, especially in regards to important opportunities. So don't be afraid of looking at things from a different point of view. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups, which is about following your heart. And we are definitely in a heart-based time. I say this to everyone, that we all should be following our heart at this time. So I would listen to your heart. With the Two of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. It also can represent balance. Anything that you're doing in your life, I would make sure that you are kind of like doing things in balance, right? I would make sure that you're not overdoing anything, and especially in love. Like if you, let's say over the next month you attract a person, take your time, especially if you have Mercury retrograde. I always tell people like it's perfectly fine to date during a retrograde, because if someone's going to screw up, they're going to screw up right away. It's like, let me ask you a question. If you wait till after the retrograde, maybe it takes 6 months or a year for the person to screw up. If you do it during the if you date a person during the retrograde and they're going to screw up, they're going to do it in under a month. So it's like, which would you rather do? Do you want to waste 6 months of your life or a year of your life, or would you rather waste a month, right? Which is better? I don't know. Some people are dumb. Some people would love to waste 6 months of their life. So I don't care. You have this Bull card. It says, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Yes, definitely. I think you need to push through things a little bit. I think there will be little moments that remind you of like failures from the past. Those are the things you have to push through, especially for those of you that are working on projects or businesses or ideas. You have this Younger Woman card. It says dealings or relationships, the younger woman. You have this Pig card. It says beware of greed. Yeah, this could be just a younger person in general. I would be careful of like greedy people. Anyone who seems greedy, anyone who seems like they're trying to take too much and all that other stuff, I would be careful of. You have this May card and the Success card. Definitely there could be some success coming in for you that you have been working on like since May, or that you could have been thinking about back in May. We do have Mercury retrograde, and pretty much all the we had the end of all those retrogrades that we've been dealing with. Pretty much came to a conclusion kind of at the beginning of May. So I think that in a lot of ways there could be some things that you're hoping would be successful. Now they could be being successful now. You have this Unicorn. It says, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. I mean, you can't make that up. Literally, the only word I said in this reading was intuition. So, I think there's a lot of stuff that you need to listen to in your intuition, or you need to use your intuition as your guidance system this month. Not even just this week. And like, yes, I know this is a weekly reading, but I feel like the entire month. You have the star card. It says guaranteed success. It is almost like this. I feel like I said this to you recently as well. That it's almost like the universe is like got its hand out. It's like got something for you, and it's like saying, "Hey, Capricorn, you can have this." It's like guaranteed to work. It's whatever the star is, because you have the success card here. Sorry, the success card, the star with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like an opportunity that's like guaranteed to be successful, but you have to grab onto it. Is what I feel. So pretty interesting. I like this reading for you, Capricorn. It looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.